Hello, everyone. I'm Reggie Dogan, the Program Manager for the Student Community Institute Early Learning Division. I have with me today Dee Wright and her granddaughter and student, Jasmine Wright. And we're going to introduce to you today a great way to engage and read and share books with your little ones. Hi, Dee. Hi, Jasmine.
Hello. I'll explain. The method we're using is called Dialogic Reading, and that's just a dialogue. And the point is that we're not reading to children and the children are passively receiving. They are actively engaged with reading. It helps them to learn communication skills, vocabulary, language skills. So we're going to demonstrate that with the book Brown Bear, What Do You See?
Brown Bear, what do you see?
I see a red bird looking at me.
Red bird, what do you see?
Tweet, tweet, I see a yellow duck looking at me.
Yellow duck, what do you see?
I see a blue horse looking at me. Quack, quack.
Blue horse, what do you see?
Nay, I see a green frog looking at me. Nay.
Green frog, what do you see?
Ribbit, I see a purple cat looking at me.
Purple cat, what do you see?
Meow, I see a white dog looking at me.
White dog, what do you see?
Woof, woof, I see a black sheep looking at me.
Black sheep, what do you see?
Man, I see a goldfish looking at me.
Goldfish, what do you see?
I see a teacher looking at me.
Teacher, what do you see?
I see children looking at me.
Children, what do you see?
We see a brown bear, a red bird, a yellow duck, a blue horse, a green frog, a purple cat, a white dog, a black sheep, a goldfish, and a teacher looking at us. That's what we see. Now, one way to get the kids even more engaged is that you always want to connect literature works with what the children know already. And so, for example, you might ask the children, what color is the bear? Brown. Have you ever seen a bear? And they might say no, or yes, we've gone to the zoo. And you just have them connect to the book at any level that they can.
So
go ahead.
So it's always important for the reader, for the parent, for the teacher to involve the other activities outside of the book itself into the reading process.
Absolutely. You're going to make it engaging with the reading, connect to their prior knowledge, and ultimately you want to be able to turn the book over to the child. Well, the child is reading the story to you. And most of the time they're remembering. And it's okay to read the same book over and over again. And don't try to skip a page because they do know.
Okay, I was going to ask that question. So what happens if you think that the child is getting bored with the book, or you think you read the book too much? Why is it important to keep reading the same book over and over again?
Well, you're going to keep reading the book because you do have an intent for like vocabulary development and colors. But once the child shows they're no longer interested in the book, then move on to another book, because reading should be fun and not work. You want to develop lifelong readers.
So Jasmine, when you are sharing books with your younger siblings, your younger kids in the daycare, what things did you like to do or emphasize with the young ones?
I like to point out colors in the pictures and see if they recognize if I skip over a certain letter or word. And I like to communicate with the child and talk, just have a conversation with them.
So Dee, as a teacher, as a mother, as a grandmother, can you tell us why it's so important that adults share time reading and engaging with their young ones?
Well, we talk a lot about kindergarten readiness, and it's important that they enter school knowing, for example, simply how to hold a book, understanding that words are read from the left to the right, entering school expecting to read with, be read to, and enjoy the process. And we're sibling brain builders because we recognize that not all parents have the time or, unfortunately, even the interest in reading with their small children. But the children's older siblings are already aware of reading classes, reading lessons, and children tend to learn better sometimes when being taught by another child that's a little older than they are.
So you mentioned sibling brain builders. I didn't talk much about that. Would you kind of tell the folks what sibling brain builders is?
Yes, Sibling Brain Builders is a program that we instituted at Bellview Middle School in collaboration with the Student Community Institute, and that is to get middle school students having them recognize that they have an important role to play in helping to prepare their younger siblings for kindergarten, helping the younger siblings to develop language and reading skills. And in the process, it also improves their own language and reading skills. It helps to foster bonds with their younger siblings. And again, most importantly, it helps to create lifelong readers and have a love for words.
And Jasmine, as a member of the Sibling Brain Builders, how has that helped you not only with the younger ones, but as part of your learning and education in school as a student?
It when I'm reading, it helps. I notice that I don't skip over as many words, and it helps. It also helps me understand better, I guess. That's what you could say.
Does it? You think it helps improve your fluency as far as your reading skills and your reading speed?
Yes.
Dee, is there anything else you want to add?
What I want to add is for people to give this a try. Whenever I'm out and I see a young person, I ask, are you a parent? And if they say yes, I tell them it's important to read to their children every day. I go, that's not an option. I say, you feed your child every day, you clothe and you bathe your child every day. You need to feed that mind. And I often give away books. For example, I had to have some surgery at Baptist Hospital, and I bought this book called On the Night You Were Born, gave that as gifts to the doctors and nurses who helped with my care. I'm always spreading the word about the importance of reading.
Excellent. And what you said about feeding the body and feeding the soul is so important to feed the mind, because we say that words are food for the brain. So we want to provide children with as many words as we can. We call it filling up the piggy bank. The more coins you put in the piggy bank, the more money you will have. The more words you put in the brain, the more stronger the brain will be. And that's all part of our mission to improve the quality of life as we continue to build brains, build lives, and try to build a better community. And we want to do that one parent, one child, one program, one family at a time.
Agreed. I remember I belong to a book club, and most of them are educators or retired educators. And I asked them what were their favorite childhood books. And I went out and I purchased all those books. When Jasmine came home from the hospital, she had a library of books. And I read to her often. This was one of her favorite ones. And one of the things I've noticed is, one, she has a nice vocabulary. And that I really do try to encourage her to continue to read. That's critically important.
Reading is the foundation of any education, is being a great reader.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, I thank you all so much for for providing that information and that reading opportunity to our viewers, and we thank you for what you're doing as part of the Bellview Middle School Sibling Brain Builders, as well as you continue to do things to help improve our community and our quality of life. So thank you so much. Hope you have a great weekend. See you soon.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity. Bye-bye.
Bye.